your husband is still part of the business, and then do you have one child?
I have
two. 2 children now.
I had two children in that mix.
Okay.
Somehow. I know how, but
you know how
the timing, I'm like,
Superwoman. Yeah. Because I can't imagine launching a company at a time where either you're pregnant or just had a baby and then doing that again. But you mentioned in some of the information that you knew that it was worth leaning into. So tell me more about that thought process.
Yeah. Well, I think I just too being like I'm my consumer, right? And so it's also like I look at the time of like, oh, I had these 2 kids and it was crazy, but I also think it was so essential to help me know where I needed to take the brand and the things I needed to do. But I look back at those times like when were we doing that? And it's interesting because so my husband started it with me. We both were kind of working. He then quit his job to come on and work with me. I think that was probably around 3 years ago. And that was like a huge, like, oh my gosh, we're going to lose insurance. But we just knew that we're like, we'll figure it out. Even if it doesn't work out, we'll figure it out. But that was a scary step for us, obviously. And we just had our first child and she was like 2 weeks old and he quit. But once we did that though, I feel like our growth just crazy overnight, literally, because I was finally giving stuff for him to do so that I could focus on the brand and the social media and not be shipping orders or doing things like that. But it obviously was totally super scary. But then we got pregnant. I don't like to say on accident because obviously that's not how it is, but unplanned, right? A little of a surprise. And kind of at that moment, I was like, well, now we have 2 kids and this business. We've got to like make a change. And so after a few months, my husband actually kind of stepped down. He's still, co-founded the company with me, but he's full-time stay-at-home dad with our 2 kids. And because he, from day one, has always been the one like, Jenny knows Fawn Design. I'm just here to help. So it's been really, really awesome actually. And I'm super lucky that he's willing to do that, right? Because in society, to be the stay-at-home dad, there's not a lot of stay-at-home dads, but he loves it, and he feels like I'm allowing Jenny to do what's best for our family and what's best for her, and he says it makes him feel so good to watch me be so successful, and knowing that us being a team effort and not necessarily in the workplace, but that allows me to do that. So I feel like when we kind of came to that decision where he's like, you just do your thing, it's even more growth, just more than I ever imagined. And so kind of even going back to that, seeing my potential, that was really one of those moments of like, man, I really do know what I'm doing here. Mm-hmm. Like, other people around me see it. I just need to like look in and see it.
It is so interesting and really cool because I've interviewed quite a few thought leaders and like masters within their field, and many of them have mentioned the support of their significant mm-hmm. other as being pivotal. It's either they're stay-at-home parent, but then they're also that sounding board and that advisor and that perspective that's kind of opened because it's mm-hmm. not as involved in the daily activities of maybe the workload. That's been really valuable. And we interviewed Karen Peterson. She's the CMO at Brainstorm. Oh, yeah. And she said, I never expected to be the same situation where her husband decided to be a stay-at-home dad. She said, this wasn't planned. Yeah. It was never part of the plan, but it was this circumstance that now we're looking at it as perfect.
No, yeah, truly.
For our situation. But it's that same. It's like she's like, that support is just as important as my team here at the companies that mm-hmm. I'm running.
Yeah, we say in our house, when one of us maybe is like, oh, I'm sorry, I like dropped the ball in this or that, and we always say we're a team. We have the same goal, even though we're doing 2 different things. If you don't take care of our kids, then I can't go to work and do what I need to do. And if I don't go to work, we can't pay. It's just as very much we try and remind each other, not one of us is above the other. We're just as essential, and we are a team. We stayed up last night till probably midnight talking about, work stuff, family stuff, but ultimately at the end of the conversation, we're like, I'm so glad that this is our team and this is what we're doing.
Yeah, like the CEO of the family.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is a thing.